Movie roundup with Luke from Kaleidescape, and we have a new fella today. We got Chase from Dream Media representing. What's up, Chase? What's up, Luke?
How's it going?
Chase, welcome to the show, buddy. I'm so glad to have some company, so it's not just me punching down fighting Shane this entire time. He's going to sit there and attack me for my film views, and I'm glad to have it be diverted to somewhere else as we're getting everybody put together.
Thank you.
We're going to see if you have equally as bad taste in films as Luke does, Chase. But, one question that I had that was asked of me earlier to ask you, Luke.
Of course.
Does Kaleidescape run Black Friday deals?
Yes, every year. It's funny, Kaleidescape has a pretty aggressive promotional strategy that we do now, where you're going to see new titles that we run specials on every week. Historically, when we first started out, we did run Black Friday sales, and that was it. It's pretty much Black Friday was the only sale of the year that we put on. And since then, we've decided to have this strategy to kind of help keep customers engaged with their content in a more regular fashion, as we're having so much content that we can put in front of people. So you can be sure there will be some Black Friday specials that are coming. And a couple of different end of year sales that we'll do as they come out. This is the big holiday shopping season is almost upon us as we've rounded the corner into October.
Yes, indeed. Does that also include Cyber Monday?
So Cyber Monday, we don't really treat as we're not the same storefront space. Cyber Monday is more an invention of Amazon and company as they come through for a lot of people that are in the online space. We still will have most of our promotions will run through that date, but it's going to be sort of a broader umbrella that they'll be part of, not a special just today lookup process. Unless the studios make a very different strategy on what they offer to us and they have something special, I'll let our promotions team kind of take that in, but that's not typically what we've seen.
Alrighty. All right, so if you guys are, first time here, what we usually do here once a month is that the movies that I have previously reviewed the month prior, we usually just recap some of the good points. Also, give our reviews on the movies because typically I don't talk about how good or bad the movie is. I only talk about the audio and video quality. But here, listen, you can listen to at least my full thoughts and Luke's and also Chase's and whether or not we like the movie or not. What's up, Dream Media? Dream Media's in the house. You guys want to pick up a Kaleidescape? You can get one at Dream Media. But let's kick this off. The first movie of the month. Let me blow up the screen here. This is a very controversial remake. This is The Crow, starring FKA Twigs and Bill Skarsgård, aka the clown from It. Let's go file size here. So we're looking at 63.7 gigs for Dolby Vision. Guys, again, Kaleidescape now has Dolby Vision movies with their new player, the Strato V, which is, I believe, $5,000? $4,000. $4,000 for a Strato V. Okay. And it's 58.9 gigs for the HDR10 version, which is the version that I watched because I watched it on the JVC. And, movie-wise, well, audio-wise and video quality-wise, I thought the I don't know what ratings I gave it, but I liked both. It is a bit cleaner looking. Actually, is it cleaner looking than the 94 version? I think it looked very similar, especially for a newer movie. I think that transfer for the old movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say they're on par with each other. I mean, this one was shot digitally. I believe they added a little bit of film grain to it, if I'm not mistaken.
They did. It's not as intentionally a grainy look. It's more of a stylistic frame that they have on this film as opposed to the earlier film, which looks like a film of its period. It has the natural grain you would see in a film of its time.
Yeah. Good looking movie for sure. And the audio was pretty good as well. Not bad. No, I don't, the one thing I liked about the original movie is it had some really good, memorable songs for the soundtrack, which I thought fit really well. I don't remember a single song that was in this movie, honestly. What are you going to do? It's, if you think of it as far as like sequels go for the Crow sequels, I think this is probably like the best sequel. I know it's not a sequel, but best of the bunch of the Crow movies that came after the original. At least my personal take. I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah, I'd 100% agree. I mean, I think this is it's hard to compare it to the first film. I think Bill Skarsgård's really really compelling in the part, but Brandon Lee had a very singular performance. He was a very charismatic screen presence. I think it's fascinating that The Crow became such a phenomenon, and it's interesting that that film came about at a time when as you call out the music and the culture that it was part of were also in a surge at that particular point when that film came out. And there's a lot of synergy, I think, that came together. This movie coming out, I think, a great time for a remake. Gets a lot of the stylistic elements together. It doesn't feel like it's got that same big umbrella that it's reaching back out to. It doesn't feel like there's a goth movement that it's tied into
Right.
that plays in that ends up becoming a part of the culture of the film. Still very fun. I thought as an eat all your popcorn sort of uh, horror actioneer as they have as sort of a spirit of a film. It's kind of pretty gross in some
Yeah.
of the turns for the deaths and the transformation scenes.
Yep.
But punchy and a lot of fun. And I really enjoy the entire Skarsgård family. I think Bill did a good job.
Yes, indeed. Did you see this one, Chase?
No, I did not.
You are
Unfortunately,
missing out, man.
I'll have
Missing
to
out,
catch up
buddy.
on it.
Missing out, man. And this is it's only $30 too, so which isn't a bad deal. Is there special features on this? I don't remember if there was.
No
Do you
special
recall?
features at this
I'm sorry.
time that's coming in because it's an LG title and it's in that early window. So usually, if we get special features on LG titles, they usually come a little bit later.
Oh, got you. All right. But yeah, I think this is I think it's worth a purchase. I enjoyed the movie. I'd watch it again. I saw it twice already, so I know there's a lot of like loyalists, like, oh, nobody's gonna be replacing Brandon Lee, but yeah, it's like it's a totally different Crow. He looks
Yeah,
different. I never read the comics, but some people have said this is more faithful to the comics.
it's more aligned to the spirit. I think they made
Yeah,
more of a, but I think that's typically what we're seeing for films today. I mean, I think there's a lot of the micro cultures have become a big influence on what goes into the mainstream right now. We know how many of the very precious comic book guys are in the world. I know as a comic book guy that have a lot of opinions about all of the source material that they want to see reflected, and the things that they're producing have ties that are a lot closer to what had been in there. And I think that's the same thing that happened here.
hmm. Yeah, decent movie. I liked it. Another movie. This one is not in 4K. This is on HD, but I watched it anyways because Megan Fox was in it. So I figured I would give it a chance, and I liked the trailer. So this is on HD. It's 29.6 gigs, so HD only. It's $20. Oh, Chase, what happened, man? It's $20. This was this is Megan Fox plays an android, an AI android servant, maid, housekeeper type of thing, and a babysitter, nanny.
Yeah, a little bit Murder House, a little bit The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Put
Yeah,
those two guys together, and you have I think a punchy spirit for a film.
yeah, and also a little bit of T2 in there as well in the third act.
Hundred
I
percent.
felt like I felt like it was good up until that third act. I was like, oh, you guys are really doing a Terminator 2 right now. Then it got a little cheesy. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you guys really had me for a little bit there. I still enjoyed it though. I would recommend watching it. I had a good time with this. I mean, this is not like a 4K banger or anything like that because it's only in HD. I would hope one day it sees a 4K transfer because there's a couple good scenes that would look pretty stunning in 4K. I'll tell you what. Um, I don't think a lot of people saw this movie. Shame. I mean, if it comes on Netflix or Max or something like that, I think it's worth a watch for you guys. Or if you have a Kaleidescape, rent it. It's worth a rental. How much is the rental? $8. 100% worth $8. Chase, did you watch this one? No,
No, I
nobody
didn't
saw
catch
this,
this one.
man. Yeah, nobody saw this.
Well, I saw
What's up?
it. I mean, I obviously I like to tuck into all these guys as they pop in. It's a pretty, it's a fun
Yeah,
sci-fi concept. There's a lot of, it's part of a whole branch of movies that we're seeing that are coming out right now that sort of uh, are very obsessed with AI leaning things, right? It's a lot in the water for what people want to kind of see. When AI goes murderous, how's that going to go? And I think we're going to see more and more of those angles approached in films. I like Megan Fox. I think she's a pretty
Hmm.
compelling person on screen.
Yeah.
Not just because she's very attractive. I think she sells a particular like um, blankness that's really effective in this role. I absolutely love her in Jennifer's Body. This isn't
Yeah.
to that level, but I think it's like a very it's a very fun murder robot movie.
Yeah. Especially now with her kind of newly recosmetic face, really fits the role quite well. I tell you what, almost very Nicole Kidman like in
Hmm.
her appearance. Put it that way. But now that you had mentioned it, where's the other one that's similar to that I saw? It's called. Is Afraid here somewhere? Did I miss it?
Afraid should be there.
Where did I? Where is it?
Afraid.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So yeah, there it is. So this is Afraid. I also watched this one as well. This is a pretty good one. This comes in Dolby Vision, 52.6 gigs. HDR is 44.5 gigs. Only $20. I'll tell you what. I felt like Subservience. I liked it better than this. You know, kind of the same thing you were saying. AI type of movie. Like, is AI going to take over the world at some point in time? Maybe. But this one doesn't have a killer robot. It's got a killer Alexa, basically,
Right.
telling humans what to do. Um, but as far as like picture wise and sound quality wise, I watched this on iTunes. I didn't watch it on Kaleidescape. Um, Picture was okay. It's a pretty dark movie. Audio wise, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember audio, the Atmos being anything worthwhile that stuck out in my mind. I'm gonna say it was pretty subtle. That's why I didn't bother trying to review it or anything, because it was just like, one of those movies you watch and you forget.
Right. It's there's a lot of films that I mean the big beats where there'll be a glass break scene and they will activate all the speakers when the glass breaks. And that's when
Yeah,
your kind of home theater gives you a moment that really kind of makes you sit back and pop up.
yeah, yeah. Not too many. Yeah, it's an okay movie. It's an okay watch. All right, I'll just. I didn't like it all that much. We'll put it that way. I like the Megan Fox one better.
That's right. You if you had to pick your favorites, that's the one that you're putting into your favorites.
Yeah, for sure. Why is
Yeah.
this in 4K and not the other one? All right.
Yeah, and well, this is a much. I mean, this is a bigger studio film, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the difference. DeCall is putting out some things that are more leaning art house. They'll occasionally get stuff that comes out in 4K and try and put it at its best quality in front of everybody. I think Sony is almost everything that they're putting out at this point is coming out in 4K. They're very aggressive about making sure Atmos audio is included and that
Yeah.
Dolby Vision is available whenever they can. So
Hmm.
we'll see that sort of as a general trend in the films.
Did you happen to see that one, Chase? Probs not, huh? I don't think too many people saw it, so I don't feel bad. I know nobody saw this. I haven't seen it, but I remember seeing the trailers, and I do want to see it. This is 1992. It's got Tyrese of Fast and Furious fame, Scott Eastwood, and also the late great Ray Liotta. This is $30, 52.4 gigs for HDR10, and standard 4K HDR is 50 gigs. Did you see this one, Luke? I didn't see it.
Well, of course I did. It's interesting. There's a subtle misnomer to it where I think that early on a lot of people were seeing some of the promotional stuff and were thinking that they were going to see a movie that was overtly just about the riots. And the riots around the Rodney King uh, verdict are a framing for a good old fashioned heist movie.
Hmm.
There's some bad guys that are trying to break in, and there's a guy that's just been released from prison, and he's trying to fight back against the invaders as they come in. It's a punchy Saturday afternoon film. Um, Most of the people that I agree, it's largely undiscovered. Most of the people that like Saturday afternoon movies that I know that watched it did enjoy it.
We should say whether or not worth the purchase or worth the rental. Which one are you going to go with?
um, this is a good. This one is right on the fence for me. I would definitely rent it. I think it's a fun rental movie. I don't know that I'm returning to it.
Got you. Okay. So Luke says rent it. Chase, did you happen to see this one? I know I didn't. You didn't see that one, Chase.
Chase is like, when are you guys going to get to the movies that I got into? Come on.
I know. I feel horrible.
I just found out about this one. I had not even heard about this one, but let's click on it anyways. This is Kill 'Em All with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I had no idea he had a new movie till I opened up the Kaleidescape earlier. 4K HDR.
Kill 'Em All 2.
2. I didn't even know there was a part 1. What is this even about, man?
Kill 'Em All is a sneaky success. Jean-Claude Van Damme is a spy heading to retirement, and he punches a bunch of people and kicks them out. Now we're in retirement, and there's bad guys that are coming after him in a small town. Look, it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Like you know what a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie is. You are signing up to ride on that ride. He's going to kick people. He's going to do the splits. He's going to make it happen.
Yeah. Okay. Buy it or rent it.
This one, I just is for my personal tastes. There's other movies that I prioritized over this guy as it came out, but I think if you're a Jean-Claude guy, tuck in, own them all, be a Pokemon collector.
All right, I guess it's a buy from Luke.
Categorically, it's for the right people.
The next one we have, I saw this at the theater, and I also watched it at home earlier today as well. This is $35. This is Blink Twice. Dolby Vision is 63 gigs. HDR10 is 53 gigs. This was an interesting movie, I gotta say. I felt like it was a little, when I watched it, I was just like, oh, why these girls? I don't know. I felt like they could have avoided some of this. I don't know. Bothered me a little bit, but I enjoyed the movie, though. I understand what they were trying to do. And first-time director Zoe Kravitz, pretty good first time, I think, personally. And Channing Tatum in a different type of role. I couldn't tell if he has veneers on or what, because his teeth were really, I don't know, extra clean, or I don't know, the way they shot it. His
shining
face. Yeah, it was like super clean. His face is really tan. I'm not sure what this was the look they were going for, but I really liked him in this movie. Like he acted really, the acting was really good in this movie. Just the story, I feel like probably don't give away the story, but it was a good story. People get kidnapped to an island. They do some nefarious things to the women. I'm sure you guys can figure it out, and things like that happen. And worth a watch for sure. I think it's worth a watch.
100%. This is I think she shows some real talent as a director, and I always enjoy it when somebody who sort of starts to get trending towards a particular type of role finds something that breaks against type. And I thought Channing Tatum was really good here. I thought he was appropriately creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a good job. He did a real good job. Usually he's a little cheesy in his roles. And this is the first of 2 Channing Tatum movies that we're going to be talking about today. Chase, did you happen to see this one?
Not yet. It's on my list, though. I've got a pretty big backlog at the moment.
It's a small movie, it's a little artsy movie. Worth it, though. Would I purchase it or rent it? I would at least rent it. I would rent it, from me personally.
Yeah. I like the film. I would buy it because I would watch it again. I'm interested in Zoe as a filmmaker at this point. I think she's definitely going to make more films. And whenever I think somebody might be good at their job, I like to kind of have things already in queue to set me up for when I might want to revisit their content later on.
Yeah. As far as like the picture and all that, picture quality wise, I believe it's, I'm sure it was shot digitally, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a little bit of grain to it. The audio is actually in 7.1.2. So if you have 6 height channels, only 2 are going to be active. So you're going to have to array the top or have only 4 height channels. This is one of 2 movies that I saw this morning that were that way. So keep that in mind. However, there's some pretty good overhead effects happening in here, like as far as like music and some of the environmental stuff. It's actually pretty active, surprisingly. So I mean, pretty decent Atmos mix in this for what it is, for the type of movie it is. So yeah, I mean, for me, rent. For Luke, buy it. For Chase, he's gonna watch it soon. That's Blink Twice. This is an oldie, but I'm sure some folks have seen it already. But this is new to the Kaleidescape. This one is Ferrari. The HDR10 version is 65.9 gigs, and SDR version is 63.4 gigs. It's only $15. Also in Dolby Atmos. I saw this last year sometime, and movie review wise, not my kind of movie. It's basically a drama about Adam Driver's character, Enzo Ferrari, and his extramarital affairs. I think there might be a little bit of car stuff in it. They show the crazy crash. I think is the biggest surround sound moment.
Yeah.
Big Atmos moment in it. Other than that, there wasn't much to speak of as far as like audio wise. Video wise, I recall it looking pretty good, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
And
yeah,
I'm sure you saw it recently.
it's definitely a Michael Mann film. I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
he's
100%.
he's got this very beautiful dark palette that he likes to film everything in, and this movie has that sort of beautiful saturation that makes you kind of get immersed in the film as it's coming through. I think one of the things that stands out to me, a very good performance by Adam Driver. I think there's you kind of forget that he's a guy in makeup as he's going through. He kind of throws himself whole hog into that role and is really compelling as it comes in. This one, really happy. We've got Decal has been added to the Kaleidescape service now. So this one from Neon is one that we were really grumpy that we hadn't have a deal done when it came out at the end of last year. Really excited to get this in front of our customers because it was a one that people were clamoring for as it came out.
Yeah, until they saw it and said there's no cars in it.
They still loved it. Still, they were gobbling it up when it came through. It's a good seller.
Did you watch this one, Chase?
No, I'm honestly not the biggest drama guy.
Not enough
Sorry.
explosions.
This one was a choice.
Unfortunately, like Adam Driver's been in some really good in movies where he's really good, yet the movie's bombed. Like his performances are good, like this and Gucci. Kind of the same type of role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gucci was a sneaky success story, though. I mean, I think that's one of these movies that a lot of people went to go see that, got a lot of awards buzz, and then also had a lot of critical backlash as it came
Yeah.
through. This one, more consistent praise. I think people thought that more might happen with this. It's a very crowded field last year at awards time. So, I thought he was a dark horse that didn't end up becoming a player, but he's consistently good. And this is maybe a total, not a total opposite, but he's for two Italian characters that he's taking that are based on real characters, wildly different approaches, very different people that he's kind of done an excellent job capturing in those two films.
Yeah, and speaking of Michael Mann, I believe he's making a Heat 2.
I heard rumblings of that.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Well, this is $15 to purchase or $8 to rent. For me, it's a rent.
Gotta buy. Come on.
I would never watch it again. What else we got here? And this is the other one you said that's it's from the same studio. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. This is
Cuckoo.
this is from the good folks at Decal through Neon. Cuckoo, really a brilliant idea embedded in a horror film. They're very entertaining, definitely twisty. Hunter Schafer, who most people know from Euphoria, is very good in it. You can see the score lines are lit up very well for this one. It's
Mm,
a fun horror film to kind of purchase and enjoy. More thrilling than deeply horrific, but
yeah,
definitely gets the full creep out on.
interesting. Yeah, I'll have to watch this later. Maybe I'll watch it later tonight. So, yeah, so this is 53.9 gigs for HDR10 and then 53.4 for the 4K SDR. It's $25, $8 to rent. And look at the scores. We got 78% tomato score and 62 popcorn score, audience score. Yeah, so over 50%. I guess critics like them more. I'll have to watch it. I had no idea what it's about. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I like watching these horror movies where I have no idea what they're about. I just remember kind of seeing the trailer at the cinema, and then I was like, I don't know what this is. And then I went on Instagram, so I guess I'll pick it up and watch it. Chase, did you happen to watch this one? You didn't watch this one. I mean, I
No,
didn't watch
no.
it. I know you wouldn't watch it. I did watch this one. This is a very popular one. Came out 2 weeks after Deadpool and Wolverine. This is It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively. This is $30, $20 to rent, 76.9 gigs for Dolby Vision. Ooh, that's a big one. And then 68 gigs for the HDR10 version. This movie is about domestic violence with Blake Lively, and there's a somewhat love triangle in it with Ryle and Atlas and Lily Bloom. These are the real names of the characters.
Look at you, this
Yeah.
guy.
I I was into it, but I was watching. I watched it by myself too. Uh, I enjoyed the movie. I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I got into it. I like the drama between all three of them. You know exactly what's gonna happen. The boyfriend beats on the wife, and then the ex-boyfriend comes back into the scene, and then the ex-boyfriend finds out about the husband, and obviously they want to fight at some point in time, and then you know what happens in this movie. It's pretty predictable. But how they get there is where the adventure is in the movie. And despite this being in Dolby Atmos, zero height effects in this movie.
No.
Zero.
Well,
It might as well have just been a 7-channel mix.
yeah. Well, what are they going to be at the sobbing? There's not a lot of opportunities for an immersive mix to drop in.
He smacked around her, she goes flying to the ceiling or something like that.
Nobody wants that.
The picture quality was good though. I watched the HDR10 version. It's a good looking movie. Kind of filmy looking as well. Nice colors because it's she, especially all her outfits and the flowery outfits. She works in a flower shop, so there's some pretty nice colors. I also like the soundtrack. We got some Post Malone in there, some Taylor Swift in there as well. So if it's a girly, is it a girly movie? Yeah, I guess it's a girly movie. It was popular amongst the female demographic. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it though.
yeah. This is Colleen Hoover is the author of the book that this is based on. She's she's one of the top people in the book club circuit. This is a huge portion of micro literature that is taken over the mainstream and become books that people really just love to consume. It's an interesting film. But the critics didn't love it, didn't give it the praise that Shane's been more generous than most of the critics are. I love this.
I didn't read
Rotten
the book, so
Tomatoes has recently instituted a new popcorn score for movies that are excessively beloved by the audiences
yeah.
as they're dropped in, which is like the certified golden beautiful fresh popcorn bucket. This is one that if you weren't going to like this movie, you didn't think about watching it. If Chase didn't watch this one, it's because he knew. He knew before he started. I know what I'm going to get out of it. I don't want any of that. But if you want it, it is giving you what it said it will. This is 100% a movie that's for you.
Very true. Well, you know what? It got 57% critic score and then 90% audience score, guys.
Towering.
We're talking Dark Knight levels of audience score here. I mean, since when is the audience wrong?
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
people have spoken on this one. I think that's how the verdict reads for this particular title.
Chabruma said, "Did you notice they shot around Blake's pregnancy?" I listen. I don't follow the tabloids or anything like that, but I did notice in the movie. I was like, I thought she was thinner than this. I was like, is she pregnant or is this like post baby weight? Like I thought she just had a kid, and then I was like, she looks like she might be pregnant. But maybe I just thought that's just what she looked like. You know, I don't want to pass judgment. I don't want to body shame anybody, but you know, I
No.
thought about that.
Well,
I guess Jabrubin says she was.
it's the kind of thing that only helps. She had a beautiful glow to her the entire film.
Apparently, there was a lot of drama on the set of this movie. She wanted to take over directorial stuff from Ryle. Ryle is the dark-haired guy in the movie, fellas. Just in case you wanted to know that. The handsome guy, the really muscular husband in the movie. That's the director of the film. Justin Baldini.
It is a true story of there is no such thing as bad press, because this movie it certainly had its share of not necessarily very friendly media stories that followed it from the press junkets that came in. Audience still came in groves. This movie flew off the shelves as soon as it got into the store. It's a one that people had an appetite for as it come in. Yeah, I mean, I think Blake's just a recognizable, identifiable star that's really a perfect match to a Colleen Hoover story.
And I don't know if they're going to make more movies, but I think this is a trilogy of books. Am I correct on that? Or at least
that's right.
A duology. Okay, so there's 3 books, yeah. I felt like I don't know where else they would go after this. I have no idea what book 2 is about, but I thought they kind of wrapped it up in this first movie. But all right, well, this is $30 to purchase or $20 to rent. What do you say, Luke? Is this a purchasable one or a renter?
So I go back to the point that I made before, that is, if you think you're going to watch this movie because you think this is a movie you're going to enjoy, yes, you are. You are correct. Buy it. You're going to have it. If you feel like, I don't think I'm probably going to like this movie, I think it's a pure stay away. There's no reason to entreat yourself. You're not going to have a good time even for the rental.
Chase, what say you? Are you going to buy this or rent this?
I'd consider renting it, maybe. Sorry, dude.
I'm excited, buddy.
Not up my alley.
No, well, put it in and take it. That's what I say.
Yeah, I'm a renter too. This is a rental for me for sure. I'm not gonna watch this again, unless the wife. Listen, if you got like a family and your wife likes it, then I would say yeah, buy it. Me personally, I wouldn't watch it again. Well, however, I did enjoy the movie.
If your family is not going to have sad Saturdays with wine in the future, this is a perfect movie for that.
And that is one of 2 Blake Lively movies on today's list. That's okay. So that's It Ends With Us. I watched this one right before I jumped on the stream today. This is the 4:30 movie, in the other Kevin Smith movie in his Skew universe. What is it again?
Yeah. I think that's View Askew. Yeah.
View Askew. Yeah. Okay. So it's $20. This is a 47 gigs 4K SDR, no Atmos, very low budget movie, as are most Kevin Smith's movies. I think this is kind of based on his life in the 80s. Quite possibly. It's coming of age type of Clerks type of movie with some kids in high school. He wants to go out, catch a movie at 4:30 with his future girlfriend.
His dream girl
he has a crush on.
That's right. The girl he has a crush on. Finally, he's going to get a date.
Yeah. However, I was watching. I was like, hold on. The girl already kind of liked you the summer before, and then you stopped calling her. So I was like, why are you making it weird by calling her a year later, acting like I don't. That part of the movie, I was just like, she already kind of liked you. So why is it like you're getting all amped up? You already know she likes you. And you kind of left her hanging. That kind of pissed me off. I was like, come on, buddy. What are you doing here, man? Anyways, I thought it was an okay movie. Not one of Kevin Smith's best movies. I thought some of the dialogue was a little didn't hit quite as the same as his like earlier stuff. Like I don't know, he's real hit and miss lately. I feel Kevin Smith is. I thought the actors were good though. Like the girl was good. The Kevin Smith younger character was pretty good as well. But this is, like again, coming of age movie. Let me see what the score is. 81 audience score, 73 critic score. I'd say it's about right. It's a good movie. Good, nice little watch. What'd you think?
Yeah, I'm in a simpler position. I like Kevin Smith. I like his work. This actually is a more successful Kevin Smith movie to me because it doesn't get too Kevin Smithy. I think he can go down a rabbit hole occasionally in his films, and this movie is pretty much just on the surface. It's a throwback teenage, running around in the movie theater, minor hijinks all the way through film, and
Yeah.
I was delighted by that. Low stakes and a nice reward for it. I thought I enjoyed this one.
Yeah. Ken Jeong was funny. He's always funny. And just a lot of little cameos in here, from his View Askew universe. Justin Long pops up. I thought it was a little strange that he would what is the character's name? Sister Sugar Walls? He put his daughter as a nun hooker.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting choice there, Kevin Smith. So I was like, man. But yeah, that's a Kevin Smith movie, though. Some funny parts in it, for sure. Oh. Is this a buy or a rent? Buy or rent, Luke?
Well, there's no rental for this guy right now.
Oh, are you sure?
Window that
Oh,
it's
you're
in,
right.
but but it is one I think you'll be happy if you buy.
Especially if you're a Kevin Smith fan. Chase, did you happen to watch this one? Come on, Chase.
Not yet. Sorry, man.
Zach set you up. That's exactly what he did. He's going to send chasing because I haven't seen this. I'm just send chasing here. I remember seeing the trailers for this. I know it's not in 4K, but this is I.S.S. Did you see this one? This one looked like it would be good.
Yeah, I liked it. The International Space Station film. It's twisty and turny. It's a movie that I think was a minor success. It's definitely hit all quadrants and a couple of different international presentations that it put out. It is definitely thrilling. It's a good film. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I have to check that out. I didn't even know this came out.
Yeah, this one, that's another one. It's part of the catalog stuff that we're catching up on. That's also from the DeKalb deal.
This is an old movie? I felt like I just saw the trailers not that long ago.
Yeah, it's a 2024, but it was earlier this year. That's what it is. It was delayed to release, so we're excited to get that one up.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to go back and catch that. The next one that I had seen as well is The Killer's Game. This is $30. This comes in at 59.2 gigs Dolby Vision, 56.3 HDR10. Also 4K SDR, 57 gigs, $30, $20 to rent. What kind of score do we get here? Oof, it's got slammed by the critics, 42%, 80% audience score. Probably the last Batista film where he has muscles. Now he's about as skinny as I am. Hold on. This is probably the last Batista movie where he's as muscular as I am, but now he's much skinnier. Probably as skinny as Chase is.
Sure, yeah.
This was an okay movie, I guess. It was an alright movie. I don't know if he's exactly a leading man or not, but he certainly tried in this one. Had some funny parts in it. I'm on the fence about this one. I saw this at the theater, then I watched half of it at the house. I didn't quite get through it second time at the house. It's all right. He's a killer. He got diagnosed with some sort of disease, some cancerous disease or something. Come to find out it's a false. He finds out he's a hitman. He finds out he's coming down with an illness, life-threatening illness. So he, as a hitman, he wants to throw a hit on himself so he can just knock himself out of the world because he has nothing going on in his life, only to come to find out that There is no life-threatening disease, so now he wants to cancel the hit. Comedy ensues. The person he put the hit in wants him dead anyways, so he has to wipe out the onslaught of a hitman coming to get him. Well, in the meantime, keep love afoot.
That's right. Keep his girlfriend on the safe.
Yeah. Keep his girlfriend happy. Did you like this one, Luke?
This is interesting. I understand why the critics have the lower score, because structurally and tonally, it's a little bit all over the map. So it's a movie that feels a little bit more confused. But I really like the action pieces that they ran through, and some of the comedy bits worked for me. It's more of a Saturday afternoon than a Saturday night watch for me. I think that's how I would frame it. I like watching movies. This is a movie I liked watching. But it's like this is not how I'm crowning my Saturday night. Like I want something a little bit richer for me.
Yeah, this is kind of low. Listen, this is like a low budget action film. I felt like something I'd watch as an Amazon made for Amazon movie or something. I think it actually was. Was this an Amazon movie? I feel like it probably was.
I don't. They might have gotten a secondary rights window, but I don't think it initially was.
Lionsgate. I feel like Chase probably saw this. Did you see this one, Chase?
No, I'm pretty mad. I'm actually a huge Dave Bautista fan, as bad as he may be of an actor. So
He's pretty. I mean, he's not
He's
bad.
okay. I
Yeah,
think he's a pretty good actor. He's had some nice spots.
Yeah, just not this movie. It wasn't that good. I mean, Terry Crews is always funny. He was a good part in it.
He was very entertaining.
I don't recall any real Atmos movies. Just the look of it is kind of a dank movie too. It's got a really muted look to it. I don't recall any crazy Atmos in this. So as far as like audio video wise, I wouldn't rank this as something home theater. It's gonna like push the limits of your theater. Action comedy. It's worth a watch. I would rent it. I'd rent it. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, same camp. Or I'm a purchaser, so I do like to buy, but it's got its slot on my Saturday afternoon, not on my Saturday night.
Hey, Chase, what about you? You gonna buy this or rent it?
I'm probably gonna buy this, to be honest.
Ooh.
I know.
All right, we got 1 buy, 2 rents.
Perfect.
$20 to rent it. What else we got here? I saw this one the other day as well. To Speak No Evil. This one comes in at 70 gigs, 70.2 gigs for Dolby Vision, 64 for the HDR10, $25, $20 a rent. This is a remake from a Norwegian movie. Am I correct on that?
Danish, I think.
Danish movie. Okay, so this is a remake starring James McAvoy, also the woman from Terminator, the last Terminator movie. Her name is
Mackenzie Davis.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, also very famous to some folks from her part on *Halt or Catch Fire*, which was a TV series she did from AMC a couple years ago, which was, I think, her first really big break.
Oh, and then one of my favorite actors, Scoot McNairy. I feel like he should be in more stuff.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially with the name Scoot. So yeah, this is basically a. Did I like this movie? I felt like I liked it, but I was really annoyed with this movie. So, they got James McAvoy and his family catfishes people on vacation, brings them to the house, wants to murder them, steal their watches, and then that's the movie. And they have to the honest family has to try to escape.
That's the 90% of the hook as it comes out. It's I adore the Danish original film this is based on. It was a horror movie that came out a year ago, 2 years ago, like end of 2022 into 2023, as I think when I saw it. I think Shudder did the initial release on this as it came in, and it really is. It's a great concept because it's really more a comedy of manners. At first, it's really about how you meet people who bully you with the things that they want to and how they want things to be socially, and people very politely keep giving into them, and that terrible trap leads a couple to be spending more time than they expected with another family, not necessarily even charmed by them, but sort of like them, but no, keep having to say yes because they keep getting invited as it comes along. And then that other couple that has been bullying through, ends up having some very, very dark things in the closet, in the basement, in the garage, in the farmhouse, wherever it ends up being.
Yeah.
Very well played, very twisty. McAvoy's always good. He plays these sort of messed up parts very well. And the troubled family trying to break out and escape, they did well. This is Blumhouse did this, who does I think a lot of the smart horror that we see coming out today. I thought they did a bang up job.
Yeah, it was a decent movie for sure. But then I was just like, if you're gonna meet a family on vacation, all of a sudden you're gonna go spend the week with this new family. I was like, that's a little bit weird. And at the end of the movie, you're on your way out. You're right at the gate. I'm gonna spoil it. I don't care. They're right at the gate. They throw the kid in the water. Listen, I would have kept going. I'm gonna see you later. That little pond was not even deep. He could have just stood right up out of that pond. All right.
That's right. So
I'm out of here. See ya.
Shane's not here to save children. Luke loves children as they exist, wants to keep them safe however he can. May end up costing him his life one day.
I mean, this could have just been a game that they play on their own. Who knows? But see ya.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Speak No Evil. Chaburban liked it. Great movie. It was a good movie. Listen, I'm not going to be like, I hate it. Would I watch it again? I probably wouldn't watch it again. I would, again, another rental for me. What about you, Luke?
I'd watch it again. I'd definitely buy this one. And if you get access to the original, I think that's definitely another one that you can watch to kind of. I like watching how movies go from one form to another. It's a lot. That's a lot of fun for me, and these are two interesting movies to kind of run side by side.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the original one. Maybe I did. I just don't remember it. Chase, what about you? You gonna pick this up or you gonna rent it?
It's a $5 difference. I'm definitely buying.
Oh, so true.
And I'm leaving the kid like you would. So.
I mean, they were right in front of the gate, literally right in front of the gate. Come on, man.
I'm gone.
And like, what about the kid? I gotta go back because my kid wants to get her stuffed animal. Are you kidding me, man? I'm like, kid, I'll buy you a new one, or you need to grow up. See ya, I'm gone.
That's right.
Some bad choices in that movie, man.
A lot of bad. I will agree with that. There's the story of a lot of bad choices.
God damn! I was like, Jesus, you people.
I feel like a lot of horror films do that, where there's no common sense.
In
the victim.
It must be written into the script. So like, listen, we're gonna give these people absolutely no common sense just to piss the audience off.
I think, and I think that there's a form of engagement at corrective decisions that's part of, right? I think there's definitely an advertising piece that's about that, where I know when I go and I scroll through stories, they'll throw up an advertisement of somebody very badly playing a video game, and they've got my attention because I'm correcting them in my head the entire time. Like, what is this moron doing? He doesn't even know how to play this stupid video game.
And what's up with James McAvoy lately? He's just jacked in every movie.
Yeah, the guy, he got in shape back when, and I think he's not letting it go.
Yeah, he's just like huge. I don't know if he could play Professor X anymore. He's too muscular. So this is the big release for the month. This is Deadpool and Wolverine. This is 78.6 gigs for the Dolby Vision version, 72.6 for HDR10. It's $30, $26 to rent, 78% tomato score, critic score, and then 94% audience score.
Yeah, I got that golden bucket shining once again because of the number of people that really loved this film.
Yes, this is not your typical Atmos mix. Legitimately good Dolby Atmos mix in this. I think I ranked it rather highly, up in the high 9s. Dolby Vision looked great as well. Probably the most detailed out of the 3 movies, if I'm not mistaken. Clean, nice colors as well. Some nice vibrant colors, reds, yellows. I think it's the most colorful out of all 3 movies also, I think. And the movie itself was a good movie. It was a fun movie. I still prefer two. I would say 2, 1, then 3 for my personal ranking.
Wow.
I like Cable.
Whew.
I'm
That
a fan
came
of
out of left
Cable.
field for me. I would have never thought you would have 2 over 1.
Because I like the whole X Force thing. I remember this when they first came out. Rob Liefeld, when they went to what was Image Comics. So
Oh, yeah.
I had multiple versions of X Force #1. He never. I like how they kind of addressed what is it, like Liefeld's foot store or something like that, footwear
His
in the movie.
inability to put it off feet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciated that. That was a good joke.
So that was in there. So yeah, I was huge. I really wish Cable would have came back in this one, but they didn't bring him back. They brought back Shatterstar. But I'm a huge X Force fan. I was really pissed off they killed him off in the second movie. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's why I like the second one first. I'll put that second one first. But this is still a fun movie. I liked all the cameos in it. Did not expect to see Gambit. I mean, I saw this at the theater, so Gambit was a big surprise. Kind of heard rumblings of Blade. This isn't a spoiler. It's all over the internet already, guys. And villain was like, eh. I guess it's more like just the Wolverine and Deadpool camaraderie movie, team up movie, rather than having a badass villain. Actually, I don't think any of the Deadpool movies had really great villains, but what can you do? It was still a fun movie. I mean, we don't have to tell you the plot. You already know what the plot is.
You already know the plot. I mean, the plot was something bad happens so that he can get together with Wolverine, and everything goes crazy. That's generally the plot.
Yeah.
They are not strict narratives as they come together. I loved Emma Corrin as the bad guy. I thought she milked those scenes beautifully. She's an actor that I really enjoy. And they just have so much chemistry, Jackman and Reynolds, that they're just a lot of fun to watch together on screen the entire time. Very well written, unbelievable. I mean, the jokes per minute in this movie once again overwhelm. So yeah, this is a very, very, very fun film, and hopefully helps be a building block that gets Feige ready as he's kind of trying to figure out how he's having a restart with Marvel. They've largely taken this year off, which is wild after having basically 2 to 3 movies out every year for several years. So it'll be interesting when they come back, where we'll see that narrative direction go.
Yeah, I mean, I know he joked about it. From the rumors are that Jackman is probably going to come back for Wolverine again. As much as I like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I feel like maybe not exactly comic accurate Wolverine would be the best way, like they did in this movie. But I would like to see a more comic accurate Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yes, he's still in good shape, but he does look a little bit tired in this movie. I'll be honest with you. He does look his age. I want to see more youthful Wolverine, just going berserk on the bad dudes. One thing that did bother me about this movie was I felt like the action, it was good. Like the fight in the van was really good. But then the side scroller one, I thought wasn't that great. Like it wasn't the same as like Old Boy in the original or the remake.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that good. Or even that remember the one shot in Daredevil, the TV show?
Oh yeah. Gorgeous.
That was a killer. Yeah.
The hallway fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one kind of tried to be like that, but it just fell short for me. I was just like, eh. I was like, you guys got to get a better choreographer or something. Like it was supposed to be like the main fight, and it was just like it kind of let me down. Other than that, I really liked the movie. Chase, I'm sure you saw this one.
Yeah, I'm very biased. I went into this movie loving it. Honestly, these are my 2 favorite superheroes growing up.
Yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, so obviously I love Hugh Jackman. It was cool. I thought it was. I don't want to overstep, but because I haven't seen every single Marvel movie that's come out the last few years, but I think this was the best mix I'd heard in my theater from Marvel in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane is notoriously hard on Disney mixes. Disney Atmos mixes. Jane already has an asterisk by his review. So when I saw that he had such a positive review for this movie, I was like, "All right, good job, studio. Hopefully, you're back on track now.
Hopefully. Did Sony? Isn't Sony taking over their
Their
transfers?
finishing housework.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories, a lot of stuff that's moving around right now. I don't know where it's going to end up being finalized.
Yeah,
But
but they
if
did a good job.
yeah, it's all good news because those are two studios that are very aggressive about making sure that they do have highest end mixes involved with their final product.
Yeah. So only a $4 difference between the rental price and the purchase price. So obviously that's a purchase.
Just go by. You'll watch this one again.
Yeah.
I do see that in the comments somebody's asking, what looks better, this or Bad Boys Ride or Die? That is a really interesting question. I mean, because you're really talking about a conflict between directors, right? Like a Sean Levy movie is bright, bright like a big open feature film, and Bad Boys Ride or Die looks exactly. Oh, how did I just blank on his name? I mean, it's got the gorgeous, explosive Miami glare of that we've come to expect from. I don't know how I'm blanking on his name right now.
Michael Bay.
Thank you. God, how that one would go away? Like a Bay film looks like a Bay film.
Yeah.
Shimmering.
Yeah, high contrast look.
Yeah,
overblown highlights.
A lot more action pieces that are drawn in tighter. So I mean, the stuff that Sean Levy films is got more frame on top of it, which I think overall I generally prefer. But when I'm in a Michael Bay movie, I'm in a Michael Bay movie to feel like I'm in a tunnel watching a Michael Bay movie. So that's exactly how I want it to look.
There you go, man. I think the high contrast look probably would be like more eye popping to most people.
Oh, so, for sure, it's more eye popping for sure.
Mm-hmm. And that is Deadpool and Wolverine, big one for this month. When did that come out?
That was the first of October. So this is we're starting off October with a bang. I'm glad we waited till now to talk about it because this is September is in terms of big tent poles was a much drier month.
Yeah.
We'll see every week this month we'll have a big main stage title that I think is carrying it through and will be good. I think one other one that I'll just call out as we're looking at it, Beetlejuice is top of my queue. I'm excited to watch that one. I know Shane, I think you just watched that one. We'll get into that as we start next week. Strange Darling, which is a semi-serial killer story. It's from another new studio that we just brought on board. Magenta. Very much enjoyed this movie. It's twisty in the kind of way that I enjoy. It's two people having a one-night stand in the mountains of Oregon, and it turns out that there's talk of a serial killer, and that comes to a fore between these two people in a desperate chase. Pretty fun film.
I got good ratings, man. I got scores. Got 95 critic score. Yeah, 95 critic and then 85 audience. Ooh.
Yeah.
This is $20. So you say it's worth a watch?
I say put it on the list. I think that's a fun one.
Put it on the list. All right. What happens if I click on that? Does that do something? Oh, it does. I'll check that out. Oh, you got reviews there. I had no idea.
We want to make your shopping experience as easy as possible, Shane.
I had no idea you could do that. I've only had Kaleidescape for like 6 years. Okay, that's new. That's a new feature. And then this just came out yesterday. Which today? Is today Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday? It came out Tuesday. This is Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice. This is 60.1 gigs Dolby Vision and 60.8 gigs HDR10. It's $40 because it's Warner Brothers, of course, and then $30 to rent. And this was shot digitally, so it doesn't quite have the grainy look of the original, although there is some grain film emulation in this, so it does have a somewhat grainy appearance to it. It's not razor sharp. I don't want to give away the whole review, but so I will do the review for this tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow. Dolby Atmos, way better than I thought it was going to be. Surprisingly,
nice.
Very active Atmos mix.
And I've only watched the scene frames because I haven't gotten to sit down and enjoy and study the whole film, but it looks like a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
100%.
Tim Burton movie, just like a Michael Bay movie looks like a Michael Bay movie. A Tim Burton movie is persistent,
Yep.
gorgeous costuming, unbelievable set design,
Mm-hmm.
elaborate.
Yeah, so I got to enjoy the because I remember I was sitting there yesterday and I was like, oh, I finally got to like see inside the house, the Maitland house. I was like, oh, was it there? I was like, I just realized I was like, oh, they're in the dining room where they did the dance from the original. You could see the staircase work from the opposite end of the shot there. And yeah, I just noticed a lot more details that I don't think I really noticed in the first Beetlejuice was in this one. I'm not sure if it's the same house or not, but I just got noticed some more details in this one that I didn't catch in the first movie. And yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I didn't think like any of the songs were as memorable as the first one. I didn't like really like his song choices in this one. But I think there's a little bit more Beetlejuice in this one than there was in the original. Jenna Ortega, she's like the it girl right now. And she's decent in this, She's good in it. I wish they would have. I don't know how they would have done it, but kind of wish Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis would have kind of make an appearance. But they explained that away. We don't have to tell you the plot. You guys know what the plot is. It's Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I thought the dance number at the end as well. I don't know. That just didn't work for me. They try to recreate the dance from the original movie. I was like, yo, get a catchier song. Like, it just didn't hit it for me, man.
Yeah. We'll put a pin and revisit this guy when we come back next month. So we can actually have a full deep dive together on
it. Chase, did you see this?
No, I love Tim Burton though. This is on my Saturday night list.
Perfect. Ew. Saturday night. That's a big distinction. Ew. Chase, was there anything you saw this past month that kind of jumped out to you that you thought was pretty good?
My favorite new movie was Deadpool Wolverine. I also really liked was Twisters technically this month? I'm not
last month.
Okay.
End of last month, but I again will say we said it last time. Twisters, eat all your popcorn in that movie, man. That is a good time.
Yeah, I watched it again over my folks came down. My brother and my mother came down over the weekend and we watched it again. It's a good movie, really good movie. Had a fun time. I think between this one and Furiosa, probably the two movies I've seen the most this year. Yeah, and this is definitely worth a purchase. It's only $25, so good. The only negative thing about this movie is that the volume is noticeably lower than most other movies for some weird reason. I don't know why. Is that something you guys? Is that something you guys can correct, or is that just like whatever it is from the studios? You got to keep it like that.
Our goal is to present the file as it comes from the studio. We are not trying to sit here and make editorial decisions on their behalf. So if they've got the mix set at a particular level, we're trying to give you the mix as they intended it to be heard. If we hear something that looks like it's anomalous or bad, we will flag that every time in our review process and escalate it to the studio if it's there. I don't think the movie has that. I think it's a clear design choice. I think they chose to go in a particular direction with how they did the mix.
Interesting. I feel like it's like 12 dB lower than like Twister. Because I gotta like crank that thing up there.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really pay attention the first time around, but yes, it's true.
And that's also two different studios that make two different choices about how they actually do their final authoring, right? Yeah. Twister, WB housed, and Twisters now lives with NBC Universal.
Let's talk about some pre-orders that are up right now. Probably the big one that just came out was Joker Folie Deux just dropped. This is a $40 pre-order, Dolby Vision HDR10. I know you didn't see it. I saw it. It's getting a lot of hate right now. I mean, look at the score. Let me click on this and make it bigger for you guys. Look at that feature right there. 33% critic score, 31. I mean, it's pretty rare that they're both aligned, but we're talking like average 30%, man.
Maybe deserved.
Ooh, listen, I was telling Luke earlier, I thought it was deserved of the 30 score. Upon a subsequent rethinking of what it is, I feel like it probably should be a little bit higher,
I'm
maybe like 70%.
I don't know if I didn't do enough research. I really didn't expect it to be so much of a musical, though. I
Did you see
don't.
it?
Yeah, in theaters.
Oh, you saw? Okay, what'd you think?
It's my least favorite Joker DC movie probably ever. Sorry.
Hey, no, look, this is the great thing is the taste is built to be tasty. And I think the interesting thing is that it's it was a big swing. You
It
know,
was.
Todd Phillips came out and he said, I have an idea for how I want to continue a lot of the themes that I had in the first film. And I haven't seen it yet. This is just me based on what I've read about the film as it comes out. And he went whole hog into those. They are not very well aligned with some of the things that I think had resonated with people in the first movie. So I'll be curious. I'm very excited to see it. I like Gaga a lot. I love Joaquin as this character. I think he understands what he wants to do with it. Um, I'm curious to see how they actually end up playing a lot of these bits through. So I'm very curious to see the film, and I'm glad that I've been properly cautioned. My expectations are not going to be too high before I go in because you guys have tamped those down for me.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but Chase, if you go into this movie thinking that the Joker from the first movie, let's say that this is actually in the Batman universe, and that Bruce Wayne will actually turn to Batman in the future, and that would Arthur actually be the real Joker in this universe? Because the Joker, by the time he grows up to be Batman, Arthur would be maybe like 65 years old. But clearly, Batman and the Joker are usually about the same age.
Yeah.
Like, you following me?
Yeah.
And then in the second movie, obviously there's a kind of a resolution to that. Like, if you would have went into it thinking that, do you think you would have liked it more?
I think I would have loved this movie not as a musical. I think that's where I'm not. It it just turned me off. Like I was honestly pretty bitter during the film, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I ended up on my phone during it.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the songs it just didn't work. I don't know why it was like they threw in songs just to throw it in. I don't know. Yeah,
I haphazardly ended up with some free time by a movie theater in St. Louis and dropped in and knew nothing about the movie other than that it was showing at the theater.
Yeah.
I should have at least Googled it. You live and you learn, though.
I think if they make a version, there's like a director's unmusical. They just, because you can chop out the music bits. It has really no relevance to the story, really. You could chop it out, and it would be a better movie for sure. I think
there'll be no. But I mean, that's the thing is this is not forced upon him. This is definitely auteur driven, right? This is Todd Phillips' vision. He had the sort of spirit of turning all of the flights of fantasy that we had in the first film, which were regular and repeated, which ended up being sort of more dark action fantasies as they came in. And in this, they're turned into musical set pieces, which is, I think, homages to a lot of other movies that he loved. I think he's been pretty clear in the first Joker movie about how that also was a coming together of a lot of themes and concepts that he had always loved for different movies and putting them on display together. And I think he does the same thing here, but those movies did not resonate it doesn't sound like it's resonated with the audiences that love the last movie in the same way. Chase is a pretty good cautionary tale for that.
And I love the actors. I love Gaga, so I'm not sure. I also went really late. It was like a 12-hour day, and then I swung in and.
You thought you were going to get a Joker action movie. I know.
Yeah, maybe I watch it again, knowing what the style of the film. I think I have to at least skim through it again, though. Yeah. Also, the theater I was at, the sound system was not great.
Oh, look at we got Aaron in the chat. What's up, Aaron? I'm gonna have to watch it. Is there? I know you probably can't. You probably could do it, but is there a way that Kaleidescape could make a playlist without those songs in it?
Please.
We would never do that. So we don't provide editing software as it comes in, and I think one of the things that we never want to do is we never want to present a movie in a fashion which violates the director's right to create what they want to have presented for the feature.
Could
So
I make a playlist
that is that
like that?
if you go into the dark corners of the universe, all things are possible. I'm sure you can always find a way, but that's certainly never the intention or the design that we have for any of the tools that we have in place.
But I couldn't say from point A to point B. That's my first demo clip, and then to a second clip.
Shane, you would that's why we would never mark them in that fashion in order for that to take place. We would never do that. So no that's the final answer on that one, buddy.
You would never do that, but could I?
I'm saying it should never be done. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness!
There we go. Yeah. Hope maybe they'll come out with an alternate cut. Maybe it'll be like the anti-sing-along version. But barring that,
to be fair, there's not a whole lot of music in it. There is a few musical bits in it, so it's not like Moulin Rouge.
Right.
So I think people. Yeah.
In the idea of a musical, like an actual musical, where all of the movie is sung, it is not that.
Yeah, no, it might be like 20% of the movie, 15%. So it's pretty small. Not like insignificantly small, but it's not huge.
But enough,
not as much as I thought.
Enough to send Chase into his phone. That's how much there was. That exact percentile.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no, don't apologize. Like, this is the great thing is if you're not enjoying something, stop. Go to your phone. Do what you need to do. Like, I would say don't get up and shout at the screen and ruin somebody else's possibly positive experience. Do whatever you need to do to privately make sure you're continuing to enjoy your life.
What I think made some of the musical bits bad is just like Joaquin Phoenix can't sing. Like, he didn't even try to learn to sing. It was just like him talking over music.
But again, that's a pretty deliberate choice too, because he did the Johnny Cash set pieces when he did Walk the Line, and I thought he was pretty good doing those.
You think so? I don't know, dude. Maybe.
I mean, I don't think he was. I don't think he was an incredible, chanteuse. But I thought he was a functional singer in a way. So I'm curious. I can't wait to see it. And then there's so many more. We've got a beautiful buffet of other films that are coming down the line.
Megalopolis, look at that. This is a $30 pre-order. I have not seen this myself, but I am very much looking forward to it.
Same.
Chase, did you see this?
No.
Well, you should. You should watch it. The Wild Robot is coming out. This is $30. This is also on Dolby Vision, HDR10. I'm sure it's going to be in Atmos because I saw it in Atmos at the theater. Actually, hold on. What was the score for Megalopolis?
Good reviews on Wild Robot. Wow.
Twin Fisted. Yeah. I mean, Megalopolis is definitely an art film. Like, this is definitely Coppola being his artsy Coppola most. I feel like I'm going to love it. I love him when he's at his most operatic, and that's where he lives. This is not going to be like The Godfather, very reined in. I think this is going to be very big.
It scored better than Joker 2.
It did. It did.
Interesting. Okay.
If you pull up Wild Robot, this is interesting. It's the first time I've seen this. This is the double guns. This has got the certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes critic score and the golden audience popcorn bucket. That is extraordinary. That is
crazy. Yeah.
That is a double act. I saw the in development animation clips for this when I was doing an NBCU visit when they were just working it out. I mean, it was already a good looking movie. It is a beautiful animation studio that put this together, and looks like. And I've read the book. It's a really compelling kids book that they put into action for this one. So it looks like it's going to be very, very good.
I had no idea this is a kids book. All right. Yeah, 98. I saw it at the theaters. It was it was okay. I thought it was okay. And then I believe this one's coming out next week. This is Alien Romulus. It's $30. Oh, you guys already have the download size here. What's up with that? You guys usually do? You guys don't do that.
And
Yeah.
information gets added as the file is in process. This file is almost ready to go up. You'll see movies that we know are going to have Atmos, but they won't list as Atmos in the details until actual file delivery has taken place, and we can confirm that's the audio track that will be available.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's 71.4 gigs Dolby Vision, 71 gigs for HDR10. Looks like it's going to be a pretty hefty looking movie. I'm expecting good things. A couple of, I saw the theaters, a couple of cheesy bits in the theater. Other than that, I thought it was enjoyable. Did it sound good? I felt like it sounded all right at the theater. It's a dark movie. It's an alien movie, and I'm expecting good things. I believe that's coming out next Tuesday from the online reports, not from Luke. But next week, $30. Winner. I'm excited for this one. Chase, have you seen it?
No. When I'm traveling to build theaters or systems, I typically stop in movie theaters, but the closest one to my house that's decent is like an hour and 15 minutes away without traffic. So,
oh, that sucks.
Put that in the back, yeah. I will also say, just because we're there, Fede Alvarez, the director, has done a bunch of other. He really understands how to make thrilling set pieces as he comes in. Don't Breathe is probably his big breakthrough film that a lot of people saw, which I really enjoyed and would recommend to people as they're thinking about getting ready to watch it.
Yeah, wasn't there? There was a second one, right?
There was a second one. It was pretty good. The first one was really good.
Yeah, a little creepy. The one
Yeah.
part is a little creepy. So this should be coming out next week for $30. Yeah, it's a must buy for me. I saw it at the theater. Did you see it at the theater, Luke?
I saw it here.
I plan on buying it. It looks super exciting watching the trailer.
Tis a good one. I liked it. And then I believe the week after Romulus is coming. Transformers 1, highly underrated. I don't know why people didn't go see this. Well, I know why, because the trailers made it look like a kid's movie, first of all. I didn't want to see it. Then I was just like, if I don't go see something, then I'll read the reviews or watch the reviews. And everybody said it was fantastic. And I concur. It was a great movie. Maybe the best Transformers animated, or maybe the best Transformers movie out. It's kind of tied with the original cartoon for me, actually. I thought it was just way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better, yeah.
That's great.
And I saw it in 3D.
Okay. I've not parked this one in yet. I'm excited to get it. It is a movie though that I to echo that, Shane. I don't know anybody that's seen it that hasn't liked it.
Yeah.
It's been one of those movies, but there were a bunch of people that I know that didn't go see it because they didn't get hooked by the initial press programming. So I'm excited for this one to have a big surge as it comes in and becomes available for people to actually finally get to get in front of them.
Oh yeah. Did you see us, Chase?
It wasn't on my radar, but if you're speaking that highly about it, I am a huge Transformers fan. I was under the impression it was a movie for 8-year-olds as well. So, no, I'm gonna have to check this out for sure then.
It's pretty, as far as like robots go, it's kind of disturbing, some of the kills. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is not a kid's movie. It's pretty dark. It's surprisingly dark. Not quite like Optimus Prime dying dark, where it's gonna make you cry. But it gets there. It gets there.
Don't send me back to that trauma, Shane. Can't go back there. It's too hard.
Never like. Is this a pre-order? I feel like I watched this.
This is actually releasing tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I saw this on digital. Yeah. All right. So this is $30. Oh no, I didn't see it on digital. I saw it at the theater. Why did I think I saw it at home? So this is Dolby Vision, 58.5 gigs, 58 gigs HDR10. Small gap there. And I did see this here. I think I saw it on iTunes or something. Now I'm all confused here. But this was, I definitely saw it at the theater, and I thought it was okay. It was an all right movie. Yeah, it was just all right. All right. Well, did you see this, Luke? I'm sure you saw it.
I did not. It's a different guy in our group did the review, so I haven't gotten to see it. I'll probably check it out as a scanning push this weekend as it's getting ready to get on the store. It's a crazy idea, like all the family being tethered together with ropes. So it's an interesting concept that's in play. So I'm excited to go and get my eyes on it to test it for myself.
Yeah, Chase, you see this?
No, I have not. Would you recommend that I add it to my list as well? I typically wait for horror movies to get a good amount of reviews before I dive into them.
I mean, let's check out the scores here. 56 and 53, pretty much neck and neck there. I mean, you got 50% chance of liking it and hating it.
It's a coin
okay.
toss.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It's worth a watch, worth a rental for me. That's coming out. Well, I guess it's coming out tomorrow.
Yep.
And then I think that's it for as far as like really big pre-orders.
Yep.
I saw everything else. White Bird, Average Joe. No idea what those are about. Different Man. No idea what that's about. Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's our roundup for the month. We'll have to pick up again end of the month, mid next month or so. I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch more goodies coming out, as you can see from the pre-orders. So I'm gonna be excited to watch all the new stuff for next month. And does Kaleidescape support 9-channel bed layer front wides? Chabrubin, if it's in the mix, it's in the mix. If it's not, it's not. So yes, they do. So they can support up to 32 channels. So
it was an interesting frame of the question. It's back to front for how I think about everything. But yeah, no, that's Shane's information is correct.
Yeah. Eddie Magambo, Speak No Evil has a mediocre Atmos track. Great thriller though. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah.
That's right. Especially, the only problem that you'll have, Eddie, is if you care about children, unlike Shane, then you'll be questioning people's decisions when the rubber hits the road.
On that note, guys, we are gonna say bye-bye. Stay tuned for next month. All of these pre-orders, we'll be talking about them hopefully the next time we stream. Chase, next time you come on, I am expecting you to watch more than one movie. Or you send Zach in here to get slaughtered on his not watching anything.
Oh, I definitely will. This has been a while. I've been home a week this month, so it's been a weird one.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a Kaleidescape at your house?
Yeah, Strata.
Oh, which one? How big's your drive there?
It's base. I just got it.
Okay.
So, getting excited about being able to watch full res content. I mean, obviously the new price point's incredible on these units and what you're getting back. Very excited because I'll be honest. Before, for me, I was waiting. Don't crucify me here, but waiting for them to come out on streaming services, unfortunately, and super stoked to just be on the in crowd now and have full res files in my theater.
Chase, you're never gonna hear a sideways word from me. I mean, I think people just got to enjoy movies however they can. The great thing about Kaleidescape is it gives people access to seeing movies in the way that I like to watch them. Right? It lets you see something in a particularly beautiful presentation. I'm glad we have a new product that's got a better price point that's going to be more accessible to more people, and I hope we can. Keep pushing to make more movies out there in front of people as often as we possibly can.
I think it's super exciting, and I can't wait to upgrade my storage once she's loaded up.
Woot!
Do it up. When will you guys do hybrid mode for Dolby Vision HDR10 Plus? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so right now there is no HDR10 Plus version that's part of the product, and I can't comment on anything that's not announced as a feature. It's certainly something we're always looking at. We're always looking at ways that we can improve the product, and if one of them comes available, we're excited to put it out in the field, and they'll get into the release channel.
I don't think there's a lot of HDR10 Plus movies.
HDR10 Plus is interesting. It's a format that is really mostly designed for a set of the television frame crowds, because there's some TVs that don't support Dolby Vision as they come in, because the TV manufacturer was behind the creation of that format. I think it's
Samsung.
I think it's a great format. It is something that I think more EST manufacturers are looking at to see if they can make an expansive mark on it, and that's one of the reasons that we're going to keep taking a look at that and seeing if it's something that fits our program, our platform, and our content team's timeline in order to make available.
Yeah, because I think doesn't Apple TV has like both versions for like everything or something like that, right?
They've started an aggressive push to start to make some stuff available. Yeah,
It's weird because it's like most of the physical media stuff isn't in HDR10 Plus, yet they have it for streaming.
well, I mean, it's just a metadata file, right? I mean, it's a way to apply metadata in order to make sure that the brightness in any particular scene is there. It's a different technology for metadata than it is for Dolby Vision, so it's not an A to B thing that ports over immediately, but it is something it's a cool feature if it can be made available.
Right. All right. We need some more Japanese anime. Do you guys have Japanese anime?
I agree 1000%. It's mostly what we're focused on is the stuff that our customers are interested in buying, and so that's a particular niche play that there hasn't been enough of an appetite for us to make more of a move into that space. We do have some stuff from G Kids and a couple of other places that we're really excited to have these titles that we can make available. We're excited to have Evangelion on the system, and I think it looks and sounds great as it's there. But the more stuff that we can make available, we will. And the more that becomes a genre, which I think we're seeing right now, as I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier, that sort of mini genres are becoming the dominant genre. Like people's small interests is what the main interest is. The idea that there's one thing that everybody really likes, there's less of that now, and there's more really powerful tastes and fan bases in smaller genres that are becoming part of that. And as that starts to become something, we're going to keep trying to find a way to adapt our content to make the best stuff available for people that we can.
There you go. What about this question? What Dolby Vision's profile does Case support? Profile 5 only?
Profile is not something that we support. Profile is what's provided by the studios when they create it. Mostly what we're using is Profile 5 because it's got the flexibility for most of what we need.
Got you. I don't understand the whole profile thing.
It's about how they put the data together in order to create the Dolby Vision file that they present out to the market.
Is there one that's better than the other?
They just have different applications. The base assets underneath them is still the same.
Gotcha. Will we ever see Gravity again? SD is not going to cut it, unfortunately.
I agree, and so that's certainly a title that I'm talking to the studio about to see if there's a way that we can take care of that problem.
Or Eddie, watch it the way it was meant to be watched. It was shot in 3D. It was meant to be seen in 3D. That's the best way to watch it, buddy. Chase, do you have a 3D display at your house?
No,
or
sir.
Projector?
Nope. Again, don't crucify me. I like TV based on. I'm in a cabin in the middle of the Rockies, so I don't really have the room in this current home for a screen big enough to justify a nice projector. But it's definitely on my look. I'm rocking an OLED right now.
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous display.
You look rocking an OLED. Shame on you.
Beautiful display, so you can see things in the beautiful picture format as they were intended, the way that almost everybody wants to see them. But I'm excited, as we were saying, niche tastes get fed. I'm excited that niche tastes like Shane's deep passion for 3D can be fed by him in those particular instances where the movie can be displayed like that.
If only Kaleidescape had 3D.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure you've heard that many times over the years.
I've 20 years of the company. It's never come up.
You're telling stories.
Yeah, I've heard it many times. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get off this. Thank you once again, Luke, for coming on. Thank you, Chase, for joining us. Make sure you guys purchase some of your movies and your pre-orders on Kaleidescape. If you want to pick up a Kaleidescape, you can get one at our channel partner, Dream Media. That's dreammediaav.com. Thanks for watching.